I guess you guys already know that the war in Afghanistan is 8 years now, and billions of dollars later, but yet the most advanced military in the world cannot defeat a bunch of backwater, ignorant Taliban fighting with Kalashnikovs. Today, Afghanistan remains one of the most poorest countries in the world, is one of the most dangerous places to raise a child, and 80% of the country is controlled by the Taliban. Faced with these facts, one begins to wonder why. Why can't the United States beat the Taliban? Why is there a request for more troops to fight the Taliban when at the same time there's talk about negotiating with the Taliban? And why is the United States government supporting criminal Northern Alliance warlords as Afghan politicians, even though these men are known as notorious rapists and murderers, that the Afghan people would rather prefer the rule of the Taliban?
Right.
We hear hours and hours of debate on CNN and Fox News about the number of U.S. troops in Afghanistan, but they never talk about the fact that this war, just like the Iraq war, was illegal to begin with. The UN Security Council did not authorize the bombings in October 2001, but the Bush administration did not care about that. And now the war is being escalated under false pretenses by a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Well, these failures of the Afghan war is not because of quote-unquote mistakes of the Bush administration or even the Obama administration, but rather that the objectives of the war is different among the Washington elites than the objectives of the war that are presented to the American people. Afghan people decide their own future. After all, the Afghan people are very capable of doing that because Afghanistan was a peaceful country before the Russian invasion and the creation of fundamentalist fighters by the Reagan administration.
Yeah, that's how it started.
War is not the answer because it destroys people's lives, creates resentment, destroys the environment, kills wildlife, and affects future generations that are not even born yet. Just ask the people of Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, where to this day innocent children are still disfigured by leftover landmines. So we must do whatever it takes to make sure this war is stopped, because these wars do not benefit regular people. They do not provide justice to the 9/11 victims and definitely do not make this world safer. I like to end by quoting Noam Chomsky, who said, "Everybody's worried about stopping terrorism. Well, there's a really easy way. Stop participating in it."
But perhaps it is a day when millions of people will realize that Barack Obama is not much different from George W. Bush.
Hell yeah!
Obama has fooled many people with his message of hope and change. What we have instead is war and death. Nobody should be surprised at the escalation in Afghanistan. It is exactly what Obama said he would do during the campaign. Obama is not a man of peace, yet in a week, in a total farce, this war president will receive the Nobel Peace Prize. What a sick joke. Obama has proven that there's really only one party in this country with a left and a right wing, and it's the war party. He is proven to be beholden to the his corporate and military masters.
Good evening, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all out here tonight. I just want to say a couple things and then turn it over to Nancy. My name's Charlie Richardson. I'm one of the co-founders of Military Families Speak Out. Our son served in Iraq during the invasion of Iraq with the Marines. He also served twice in Afghanistan as part of the private army that is so much a part of these wars, the contractors that are so much a part of these wars these days. I'm proud to say that our organization that started out with 2 families before the war in Iraq started and now has over 4,000 families across the country who are speaking out against the war. has also taken a stand against the war in Afghanistan, and I was never more proud of that than last night, listening to the president say that he was increasing rather than decreasing the troop levels in Afghanistan. You know, somebody said earlier that 50% of the American people are against this war. Can you imagine what that number would be if Obi's war tax got put in place and people actually had to pay for this war? They saw the cost of this war coming out of their paychecks. Can you imagine what it would be if the draft were reinstated and the people of this country actually had a stake in this war, which right now they don't, or they don't know they have? It's time to turn this around. It's time to end the war in Afghanistan. It's time to end the war in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Bring all the troops home now and take care of them when they get here.
Obama told us what he was going to do. He told us single payer was off the table. He told us he would wage war in Afghanistan. And yet, the leadership of the peace movement, including United for Peace and Justice, Progressive Democrats of America, Norman Solomon, Medea Benjamin, and many others, led us down the path to supporting him. We told them this was a mistake.
I went to Western New York and I helped to elect Eric Massa, a congressman, and he is against this war, and he has spoken out on, I think his name, Ed Schultz's show, and I feel really good about that. And let's not feel dejected. Let's elect one peace candidate at a time, and it can be done. I hate to use this term, yes we can, but we can change things. And so Eric Massa and Dennis Kucinich, we've got some really good guys out there. Bernie Sanders. So don't feel bad. Keep fighting. And call your congressmen. Call your congressmen and your senators. And call Cherry's office. And you know what I wish we could do, frankly? I wish we could march over to his office. And if you can, maybe we could do, that's what I'd really like to do. I'd like to have a rally where we actually go to his office. Okay? So let's get creative. We can do this. Bye.